Alright, smoke on both teams. We'll see who can catch who. Yeah, the Nature's Prophet from Boom might need to do a lot of work, and I'm interested to see what Slams can do, especially because he's going to be going up against a bunch of dispels. But while we do mention these dispels a lot, they are going to come later in the game. You won't always have the people who can dispel in the area. You might just jump on like the Venge, and it's like, all right, well, no one can save you.
Yeah.
Actually, by the way, this is going to be an interesting game for KJ because he might be able to swap Monkey King out of Wukong, which is always so much fun to do.
Yeah, that is really, really true. Like, you can always screw over their Wukongs really, really easily. And Heroic, they do make this aggressive smoke move, but when the smoke runs out, this ward will see where they are. So immediately the information is there for Boom Esports, and no one's going to get caught out from this one. They actually place quite an aggressive high ground ward here, yeah. But no one actually is going to get picked off for this.
I guess they just want to make sure that they block as much as they can from Sladam's, you know, so he can't just go to the jungle. So they do block one of his camps like that. Okay. And they want to see when he goes for it.
I think the pings were coming out, though. I think Slatums himself was actually pinging that camp. So I believe he is actually aware that this has now been blocked up. So should be able to get counted out or dewarded relatively early on. But no crazy action to start the game. Going to be 2 for 2 on the bounties.
Yeah, plus especially it's also like you don't really need to deward this instant, right? It's like he's not gonna be farming it from minute 1. You can deward like a 3-4 minute mark and you're still gonna be fine. So big commitment by Heroic, and Panda. He's walking by. He's got 2 sentries.
Okay, well, surely Schofield's sort of aggressive posturing there kind of shows you that there is a ward on one of these high grounds.
He's like,
Panda, oh, no, guess it's wrong. Not going to get a free deward there.
It looks like he's probably just going to use the other sentry. So that cap will remain blocked. You know, when someone comes and hits you out of nowhere and you're just standing sort of in a place they shouldn't be, you're like, okay, you must see me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, literally. Well, unfortunately from Canada, doesn't quite work out. Ends up being a kind of wasted sentry at the end, but these things do happen. You can't always get the free, easy D-wards you would like. But yeah, I imagine this top lane's going to be relatively okay for Pakaz unless he gets caught out of position or something like that. If Dalai Lama and Schofield maybe hit an early level 3, potentially could be put into a really awkward position.
I don't know. I favor her quite heavily in the top lane. You know, I don't think that the Mars and Ven should have a relatively easy time, especially against the Crystal Maiden. Maybe Pakaz will be okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like a couple of deaths as well. Meanwhile, mid lane. This is the one where I think for Analog, it's nice that he's got the highest strength gain in the game because he's going to need it.
Yeah, it really is. I liked as well, he did stand the trample, to get a CS, and he actually had to go perfectly still because he didn't want to do any more damage to the creeps and push the lane. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that. It doesn't feel the best for the Primal Beast, a little bit inefficient, but, it's a nice little play to keep his creeps in a good spot.
Looks like Tidehunter taking a little bit of hits, but he's generally going to be fine. While the 2 supports are in the jungle contesting the small camp. They're like, all right, let's just trade hits here. Knight, he wants to be able to get something, a creep or 2, as Cage is doing his best to sort of make sure he denies as much as that as possible.
Yeah, they're both trying to wait till you can get the bigger ghost, and it will actually go the way there of KJ. But even still, it seems like it was just a single pull. There is going to be a couple of waves coming through, so the natural push is going to be going towards Illich right now. So at least the Tidehunter is going to be able to farm up in a relatively safe spot. But in a way, because of this, the power of the Accursed Avernus now having a dot, it feels kind of similar as if the Tidehunter was playing against a Slark or a Monkey King or something like that.
But at least you can dispel it, the Curse of Avernus, so it's not a big deal. And they do kill Illich, actually, in the bottom lane. And first blood going to Heroic. We expect the side lanes to go really well for them, or at least pretty well for them. And first blood does help with that.
Yeah, I mean, I looked away for like 2 seconds. It looked like Illich was perfectly fine, but somehow he actually does end up getting caught out there. So yeah, very nice little turn of events there for Heroic. Obviously, we'd have loved for K1 to get that first blood, but they will take it. And also going to be able to secure the first Lotus as well. Meanwhile, at the top, Dalai Lama going to be able to grab it as well. Or actually, maybe going to turn on towards Pakaz. This Knight actually now turning up here with the teleportation. Trying to go for the kill into the Mars. He's so damn slow. Good rebuke, pushing back the Monkey King, but it doesn't matter. The right clicks him afar. Still finished the kill. Good sprouts as well. Jamming this up for Schofield, and he too will be able to survive, but just barely.
Yeah, you're very happy here for Boom Esports. That was a good rotation. You get the kill on the Mars. This lane, this is the big equalizer, is the Nature's Prophet. Because while I do think the top lane is very good for Heroic, Nature's Prophet showing up and doing things like that, it's very tough. And there's no real counter to it. You know, it's just gonna show up when he wants, and it's very scary for you.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing for Heroic, I guess, is that, you know, they've already shown that they can kill the Tidehunter even when there is the support nearby. So potentially Illich could get punished quite hard from these early rotations. I mean, getting gone on a little bit underneath the tier 1. Oh, K1 not deciding to go for that extra hit.
Okay.
Who cares? It's only small dot damage on level 1 Curse of Avernus. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wonder if KJ is going to be sticking for the bottom lane forever. Because by being here, it's like, I don't know if K1 really needs him. You could just go to the top lane, and K1's probably going to be fine. Maybe they'll give him a level or two. But that way you can go like 3-on-3 in the top. And again, I favor Heroic heavily if that happens.
Yeah, that's true. It would like force Knight to stay up at the top lane, and yeah, K1 would very much happy just to 1v1 Illich. Like, there's nothing really the Tide would be able to do pressure him out. But in terms of CS, the Tide are still doing really well. 24-1 compared to the 21. So they're both just happily farming around each other right now.
And this is very different than game 1, right? When we saw K1 was like tripling the CS from Illich in the early game. Here's like, no, Illich is just like, I'm perfectly fine with how the game is going. Mid lane's also fine. Like, once he clears this up, he'll be equals with Slam, but he's also suffering just a little bit. And he didn't take any points in Uproar, which we're seeing. You know, you want to go for the max burst damage, is what you do.
Yeah, this is efficiency at its finest with the glyph, just to screw him over. The real BM play there. That's hilarious. I mean, that's kind of cute. Definitely annoyed for Analog. Now he has to just take this conga line back to the mid, and he'll probably just do the same with all these creeps anyway. Oh, then he does it back, and then he glyphs in return. Having some good fun here in this mid lane. Meanwhile, another rotation from Knight. Not going to be able to find Schofield, and Dalai Lama 2 will be fine. So the first rotation from Knight there that doesn't really go too well. Doesn't find anything in return.
I remember watching an interview where I think it was Quinn, but it was like years ago. Well, we might have a chance to talk about it in a second. But basically, he won like mid in one game, crushed it. In the second game, he lost it like completely. They're like, why did you win? He's like, in game 1, I glyphed just as he was about to get last hit. I leveled up and I crushed him after. In game 2, he did the same trick. I'm like, there it comes. It's like a good time glyph and you win the lane.
Oh, it's Slatums. He does actually force the Primal Beast to TP back to base, and with an amplified damage, he's going to come bottom to try and set up for a kill here on towards K1 if they can get it. And the Abaddon, he doesn't see this one coming.
No mana.
But actually, KJ's in the right spot to at least see this one. Takes a lot of damage from the Illuminate, although the shield comes on through, trying to keep his support alive. And he does actually do that one. So the rotation there from Slatums doesn't actually end up netting a single thing. Meanwhile, in the mid, Panda's actually one who's now going to get aggressed. And they do find a free kill on towards the Crystal Maid, although Slatums gonna try and punish Analog for this. Got Illuminate, still has the amplified damage. Analog, oh! His Quelling Blade, I think it was in his backpack.
Yes, it was. That is kind of crazy to see, and he does suffer for it. In the end, losing his life for the Crystal Maid, not really worth it. So even though, and sometimes he rotated bottom to get Urn Charge, but then the Urn Charge just came to him. As KJ, he's not gonna reach it. He sees Illich and he's like, not worth my time. As I'm seeing more and more, the cores are the one who are picking up these Wisdom Ruins, as Divine Lama does that.
Yeah, gladly actually take that up. I mean, how close is he now to his 6? Actually, no, he's still not even level 5 yet.
He's very behind. Very behind. In a lane that we thought he was going to do really well in it, but these scary rotations by Knight have been painful for them.
And more rotations. Cottle coming on through. Lots of TPs though, trying to make the space. Now this is the tree down to it. Ooh, the spear. Almost. Nearly pushing him down, but not quite going to get him dismounted there. And Analog did also TP. Actually, no, he did TP him for this one. He just walked here. Actually, he's already used the Stampede just to kill creeps, so he can't just go for a move on towards Slatums. Nothing they could do to save Schofield. And actually even get spotted out there from Panda.
That's maybe twice I feel like Analog has been caught with his pants down. First with the Quelling Blade with the Sprout. Second with no Onslaught as Slatums just jumps into the lane. So, okay. You know, you have to start thinking about what I can do to sort of be there for my team when they need me. Because this tier 1 tower might be falling. This is an important one. That's your best access to Dire Roche.
It is. Does at least manage to force them back off for now, but until he hits his level 6, there's not really any threat here for Pakaz. So the Monkey King's just going to be A-OK. Although maybe threats coming his way. as there is a smoke up here onto Analog, and maybe they're not going to expect in this, seems how they have a high ground ward. So this could catch them completely unawares. We'll see if maybe Pakaz is going to be able to get Tree Dance to safety. Smoke breaks there because of the positioning of Knight.
Oh, still could be opportunity here for Analog.
Yeah, Sprout denies the entrance there for the Primal Beast, but doesn't matter. The silence lands. Monkey King is just dead. Slatem's has also turned up. And they're going to try and force this fight if they can. Invis, though, there from Analog, which again could maybe catch them by surprise if they're not ready for this.
Yeah, they have 2 sentries there. He walks near creep, so he knows there's no vision from the enemy. And he's like, oh, look, a bot. Wait, is he going to take the double bounty ones? He doesn't spot them. Has to go back and help his team right now.
Yeah. Panda takes a poke, but healed immediately from the Illuminate. And Analog, he's still lurking around. He can't quite make his mind up. Now he's going back over towards the jungle. This man's a yo-yo.
Oh, he's going back to the lane. He's going back to the lane.
All right, here he goes. Who's he going to make the move on to? Just going to go for the pulverize straight onto the CM. Absolutely craps their pants there. So that's a free kill. And there's going to be the Stampede going forwards as well. Double kill there for Analog, taking out both of the supports. Very nicely done. And going to get 2 bounties for his efforts as well. Oh, and Pakaz in a very interesting spot right now. Scan connects. Jumps on chip with the immediate cut.
No!
KJ! The power of the Quelling Blade on your supports. Absolutely fantastic. And that's a massive punish. What the hell was Pakaz even doing here?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's got an interesting item build as well, by the way. The Orb of Corrosion sort of picking it up, hoping to be aggressive for his team, but that's not working out. He's lowest in net worth, barely ahead of the Divine Llama right now. And Slimes is the one who's carrying his team, but it's not going to work later on. You know, Call does fall off a cliff at some point. But Pakaz, interesting decision making happening. On the other side, you can see Abaddon, K1, he's just farming. It's like, alright, let Pakaz do what he wants, I don't care.
Yeah, he's happy. He's basically contesting that top farm area with the 2 mid laners, doing A-OK right now. And he's going to be getting the Harpoon online at a pretty decent time in here. And then that could be very, very awkward for pretty much everybody on the side of Boom. No one's going to want this Abaddon on top of them.
By the way, I just realized that having Nature's Prophet and the Monkey on the same team is kind of detrimental. Because everyone on the other side is going to have a Quelling Blade, which means that everyone can drop you from a tree.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. It's like a double-edged sword in a kind of way. But at the same time, you can make sprouts for a tree for the monkey to jump onto.
Jump on my tree, baby. Come here.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, it's not a seedling. It's just cold outside.
Listen, it's shrinkage, and there's a lot of foliage around these trees, so they look bigger, usually.
Yeah. You need to trim that bush, my friend. Can't see the branches. But even still, it's a pretty even start to this game, all things considered. Only a 1k gold, less than 1k gold advantage, sorry, here for Heroic. Not really able to gain much of a lead either way. But, I mean, who does this sort of even start, give advantage to? Who likes this the most?
I think Heroic. I think their draft is looking a little bit better later on. I look at Boom Esports, I'm thinking, yeah, Call is a decent scaling support, but the Crystal Main is kind of Sorry, not Call, sorry. Nature's Prophet is a decent scaling support, but Call is pretty weak late game. Crystal Main is also not much. Tide Hunter can be a nuisance, but sometimes you just become like a Ravage, and that's about it. On the other side, Heroic, I feel like their heroes is scaled better. You know, Venge with a double life. Grimstroke is just always good. The 3 cores are very tanky. Boom will have damage problems with them. Yeah, I like I said, I like the Heroics draft, and this even start is really good for them. It's not even, they're slightly ahead.
Yeah, they are slightly ahead. About to get even further as they farm up an absolute colossal stack here on the Ancients, which is actually going to get shared between Analog and Davai Lama. I think most of them actually got taken up there from the Mars with the Spear, but he really wants to get this BKB, actually prioritizing it over the Blink Dagger. And we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that when he eventually completes it. And I believe the first item as well for Slateums is going to be that Dagon. Still about 800 gold away, though.
It's smart that he's not going for the Spirit Vessel. He recognizes that there's just way too many Dispels on the enemy side, so the Urn is good enough. It's a decent amount of damage, you know, it gives you a little bit of heal, you can help allies. It's Urn is good, not a big investment, but still very helpful. Spirit Vessel, way too much so. But the Dagon, there's nothing against it. You can't dispel damage.
That's true. Well, unless you have borrowed time.
You can't dispel damage.
You can make it into a heal, Tomo.
Oh, for the love of God. There you go.
K1 Just kind of constantly poking prod as soon as it shows himself, but again, Tyler not really too threatened. Especially now he has the old Vlads. One anchor smash and he's pretty healthy again.
That's going to be an issue, because what we've seen is from people is this Vlad's build up on the Tidehunter, Vlad's into Mage Slayer, making him relatively unkillable. I think he had Shivas on top of it as a third item, and he had like this huge amount of armor, magic resistance, not magic, I mean magic resistance and reducing enemies damage. It's like a lot to work with. As nice break here. Looks like they can't find Panda. He's just gonna walk away. Actually using the small Cobalt and the Ward to sort of give them vision in that area.
Oh. Children will be picked up there from Analog. Doesn't want to just charge into the blindness, so he will do a bit of pressure on the brakes there, which is very wise. We'll take that for what it is. Going to be able to secure their own Wisdom Rune as well, which I'm sure Boom will be able to take their one eventually, as there's not going to be anyone from Heroic to steal that one away. And yeah, Analog is very close to this BKB, 190 gold away, and Davai Lama still about 1,200 from his own. So they're not going to, they're not going to get him at the same time, but they're going to be very useful when they're both online.
Yeah, they look at the enemy team and they're like, nothing you have goes through BKB. Absolutely nothing. Although, it doesn't have it yet. Oh, nice swap.
Very nice. Schofield always in a correct position there to save Davai Lama's life. And we'll bring him out into safety. That is the CM ultimate used, although early levels, CM ultimate is kind of pointless. It's not super handy unless you're just in a godlike spot.
No, yeah, and especially, I really miss the old shot from Crystal Maiden. I know the new one's all beautiful and all that, but the old one allowing you to move and use the ultimate. Oh, this is good for them if they can get it.
Yeah, Illich in danger. Analog actually using the BKB here just to make sure there was not going to be like a Ravage play. Oh, Pop Rides cancelled early. Right click, cancelled. Right click doing nothing. 20 HP.
Are you kidding me?
There we go. It took long enough.
Well worth it. Well worth it to use a BKB to secure the most farmed, a kill on the most farmed enemy hero. So that's not bad for them. And yeah, there's just these BKBs are super valuable for Heroic. There's nothing that Boom can do. You have these two beefy cores in the front line. I think Heroic wants to play a faster pace against Boom Esports. That's why the BKBs come out rather than like the Blink Daggers.
That's true. But Slayham now actually has his Dagon completed. So I feel like he's probably ready to start trying to look for a kill himself. We'll see. Yeah, I was going to say, like, what target is there actually going to be for that, though? Analog just drops the bomb right behind Haster, who's up, and he's frozen, so can't pick it up, and actually gets denied right in front of his face. Schofield actually swaps KJ out there, trying to get him close off of the stun, which he will get in range for, and it jumps over towards Slayham's as well. Analog going to just pursue after this Cole. He's so close to dying, and a spear from the dark. Davai Lama finishes the kill, and it's two fantastic grabs there going the way of Heroic.
For Analog, he didn't think that the second magic missile will come out in time, but does come out on the Coddle, and they are able to get the kill. That's 2 kills for them, as Heroic flexing their muscles, slowly taking over this map. And Boom Esports, they're like, we can't really get these kills. We can kill the supports, but these 2 cores with BKB and 1 core with borrowed time? That's a struggle. That is a problem for them.
It really is. They're just really getting out pressured this game now. 4,000 gold advantage, 17 minutes in. All 3 cores of Heroic pretty much at the top there. It's just really Pakaz and Davai Lama competing for that 3rd slot. And speaking of Pakaz, he's finally been able to pick up his Battle Fury. So the road to recovery is here. We'll see how much farm he's going to be able to find as he jumps into the creeps. He will get found from Analog. Going to pursue after him. Good boundless strike. That will allow him to disengage. Very close though.
Well done by him, Pakaz. Quick fingers there. And he is going to go for the BKB after, so that'll help him actually join these fights, but it's going to take a little bit of time as Heroic decide to go for the bottom tier 1 tower. So all the outer towers dropping here. Heroic, they've got Boom's number. They just know exactly how to play against them so far.
They really do. There's in a perfect place in nearly every single situation right now. And actually, they spot out a triple stack on these Ancients, which K1 is going to try and farm up. Obviously, Abba, not the best at taking stacks on his own, but with the help of Davai Lama, they're going to find it. Illich, though, he turns up, walks into 3 heroes, going to chuck the stun, immediately gets purged, though, because of the Kraken Shell. Actually, a TP as well here from Slayham's. Even use the Harpoon, Arena gets committed. They're going to try and focus this kill. He does have a Ravage available. Does he get the chance to use it, though? The Illuminate's going to heal him. They're trying to bait it out as much as possible. KJ comes in with the Soulbind, connects onto the 2. Davai Lama pops the BKB. Ravage finally used, but unfortunately not enough to stop the Mars.
Good timing with the BKB, by the way. Dodges the Ravage and gets himself the kill. You might again the first two BKB charges, both of them on Illich, and he went from being pretty like competitive in net worth to dropping quite a bit behind the cores on Heroic.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the Tidehunter is really the only target which Heroic find challenging at this point to try and get a kill. Like, the Monkey King feels like free food. The Cottle as well, if he's caught out of position. As a... I'm gonna hit an analog, but he's just spinning around in circles. Call this Matt. He's the carousel. He's just spinning. He doesn't care.
I was thinking, like, does that do damage? There's that no damage coming out from the trample because of that. And yeah, Illich has been a bit neutered. We already knew that Slimes was new just from the picks. Like, we're like, all right, this is gonna be a tough game for him. No Spirit Vessel, no real targets to kill. And then you're like, oh, we kill Illich as well. Pakaz, the roar comes out. They might have him. Yeah,
he's gone. Gets grabbed before he can make his way to the trees, and K1 comes on over. He wants the last hit, but never mind. Pulverize does too much work, and that is a kill going the way of Heroic again. And Bakaz is like, they've got to ward their guys, but no, that was just a casual wave of terror scouting him out.
Yeah, they had an idea that he was there, and they were able to get him. 30 seconds till Roshan moves. We'll see if Heroic wants to go for it after. It's always nice, right? You take the top tier. Oh, all right. He's going to be fine. Nice Inkswell. Just gets the dispel. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, poking and prodding. They do know there's a ward up there, which will get taken away immediately. But at the same time, that's now actually a Solar Crest online here for Schofield. So lots of damage barrier coming on through to protect people. But these early fights, it definitely feels like magic damage is more of a problem for them. But even still, K1, he's taking down the tier 2.
Yeah, but they're also getting a decent amount of health on Heroic's side. Like, we see the People's Gift on the Vengeful Spirit, so that's a decent amount of stats coming out for him. Grimstroke, he doesn't have anything defensive, but he's got Eye of the Vizier and almost has a Blinked Dagger. Oh, dear, Illich. Yeah,
he has been caught. Arena's there. Speared back into the side. Again, no Ravage available. There's nothing he could do. It's now an unstoppable spree here for Analog. 7-1-3 on this Primal Beast. We were saying in the draft that his lane wouldn't have felt great going up against this Cottle, but it doesn't seem to have mattered at all, Tomo. He's having a fantastic time.
Bottom lane?
Oh. Trying to go with the fight. Monkey King has been found. He's dropped the Wukong's command. Isn't going to make any difference, though. He's just getting trampled on. And it's another kill for Analog. Yeah, this is just going from bad to worse here from Boom Esports. I mean, this feels like a bit of revenge for the upper bracket finals here. Like, Heroic got 2-0'd, and now they really are responding in kind. They are just smashing Boom here.
And they steal their Wisdom Rune. And I gotta say, it feels like Boom not playing with a whole lot of enthusiasm. You know, it's like Bakaz is kind of moving around the map. That we saw him get killed in the top lane early on. Then he's here, throws out the Wukong. It's like, do you really think he's gonna be able to get kills? Doesn't seem very likely. Whereas Heroic, they're very pumped up to get revenge here. And it's like game 2, very firmly in their control. Slams is the highest net worth on Boom Esports, but that's not what you want to see. You'd much rather be Pakaz or Illich, because it's Cottle. It's Cottle against like multiple counters.
Yeah, 100%. Is unfortunately the Cottle's just not quite going to be able to pull the weight. I mean, at least he didn't decide to spend loads of money maxing Dagon. He has just left it at 1, and he's actually trying to get his own BKB right now, which will be very helpful to allow him to keep the distance. Meanwhile, the Ravage has been used. Anchor as well chopped onto Dalai Lama, but it means literally nothing. The man just pops the BKB. They still got the Spear. Illich in danger, making some good distance though, trying to get to the safety of the tier 3s, and everybody else with Boom Esports has turned up. Analog slow to a crawl, but even still, the Primal's going to be able to walk this one off. So it was a trade of ultimates, I guess, though. Mars Arena for Ravage, but I feel like that just benefits Heroic, right?
Yes, it does. You know, it's like Mars can still do a lot without the arena, whereas Tidehunter, Ravage feels like it is the hero. You know, now that he's got Dead in the Water, he's a bit better, but usually your effectiveness is just when you have Ravage. And by the way, Heroic, they stole the enemy Wisdom Rune, so they have a decent EXP advantage coming out from 9. What's their win percentage right now? I was going to say, it feels like it could be like 90. And 6,000 may not seem like a lot, but you have so much extra gold, so much well, not extra gold, but so much extra experience, and the state of the game, the lineups, it's very tough for Boom.
It really is. Like, they need so much more space to be able to recover, but it's like you were saying earlier, even if they waste more time, Heroic just have the better late game, and yeah, Pakaz has been found again. No place to run away. Although, Knight has turned up, trying to make a difference, but Davai Lama really has the damage to find the kill anyway. They do manage to get the counter kill towards KJ. Knight doing his best. Schofield as well. Point blank spot with the damage protection. Can he complete the TP? He will. Very nicely done. As a result, it is a 1-for-1 trade, but hey, at least Boom get a kill out of this.
I feel like, okay, this is another sign that there's something going on with Boom, because Knight is going Maelstrom. First item Maelstrom. He already has that, actually. But you usually don't see this on Nature's Prophet. You might see like an Orchid. You might see something like an ATOS, maybe a Force Staff to help allies, or Solar Crest or an Agams. But this is like, I'm going to farm. I'm going to transition into a core. And he's doing a good job, but it's not very teamwork oriented. Yeah,
it is. Feels a little bit more pubby in a way.
I was gonna say.
But you never know. It might work out if he can accelerate his own farming speed. Maybe get an extra item online or something like that. Then he could potentially transition into some sort of 3.5 pseudo core. It all does depend on how long the game can go on for. At the same time, Slayton has now completed his BKB, so a bit of extra protection there for the Coddle.
Yeah, but it's a problem because you pick Call to do damage. If Connell is forced to buy BKB, you sit there and think, why don't we have a TA? Why don't we have something that can do like a Dragon Knight? Because you pick Call for this massive burst damage, which is just giving you nothing. Wasn't Call I think like last pick for Boom as well? Very awkward.
It was their 4th pick. I think the
Monkey King was last pick. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was. Yeah.
So they picked it late in the draft, and it has not worked out at all. Even though the net worth would tell you, oh, he's doing very well, it's like his actual impact on the game is minimal.
It really is. As a result, the net worth lead continues to grow for Heroic now, 8,000 gold.
Tier 2's dropping. Okay.
And Lord going for a solo kill. He's done it. He's just managed to take it down Pakaz on his own.
2.
Okay, K1 comes in for a little kill steal there at the very end, but it doesn't matter. They get the kill. Also now an Ag's completed there for Analog as well, on top of everything else. This Primal is fat as hell.
He's having...
There, go on.
I was going to say, he's just having an amazing series, right? Game 1 with the Meepo, this game with the Agam Scepter, it does prevent those Jingo stacks from coming up, and it's also amazing as the Tide Hunter to remove that Kraken. So there's so much he's doing well. Oh dear. Nice spear.
Bro, Lilich steps a little bit out of position there, gets a lot of heroes thrown on his face, and he's just gone. I mean, because of the Abba and the 2 illusions, the Tidehunter's mana just disappears in seconds as well. So there's a lot of times where even if you wanted to go for a Ravage play, you just couldn't actually cast the damn ability. And they're just up to high ground right now. Heroic, they really wanted to start pressing for more. Nice use of the Borage time to go straight back up to full HP. Just going to resume the pressure right now.
They have
swapped. Keep on getting potted. Yeah, tower gonna go down. Glyph has already been expended for this one. And there it goes. Boom. All they could do is try and push him away with these long pokes from afar, but K1 literally cares zero. Zero amounts he cares.
Might need to care soon when the Aegis expires, though. There's about 30 seconds where he doesn't... Oh, God. They killed Knight. He was farming behind them. And K1's like, all right, I'll just go out. Maybe I'll wait for my burrow time so that we don't throw our advantage. But what an absolute stomp of a game. I gotta say, little disappointing considering how great game 1 was.
Yeah, I agree as well. That game was so back and forth. But again, I feel like it started off with Heroic in the lead, and then it was down to Boom that took like 1 or 2 good fights, which did swing the game completely around. But this time, Heroic got the lead, and they have held onto it from the very beginning of the game. Nice and looking like they're going to get free kill. Pakaz actually forced to use his BKB here. And Schofield going for the TP out, gets rooted though, and Long just going to walk himself in there. Does go for the Pulverize, trying to lock down this Monkey King. Not going to be able to save his support's life though, as they will still find that kill. And Boomy supposed to chase him for a while, but look who's behind him. K1 coming for the backstabber. What a huge arena there. The Ravage though will connect on towards 3. The Cole though, he's held back because of the Soulbind. He can't run away. This goddamn Monkey King won't die and let him go away. And now, at least they're able to get the kill on towards KJ. Pulverize as well, denying the TP out from the Nature's Prophet. Illich dies. And it's essentially a whole team wipe. The only survivor is GG. Panda on the CM. They just tap out. They are done. What an absolute disgusting game from Heroic.
It is, right? Like, they just give them no avenue. I love the fast BKBs. I loved it from from the Primal and the Mars. They were like, yep, let's just go for analog development. They're like, we do not want to die. We do not want to give them any openings. Let's get those BKBs because you know they're not going to go for Abaddon. You know, Abaddon is just, he's annoying to kill as a support. He's nearly impossible to kill as a